Card, please.
Shortly before midnight on a darkened street in Miami, Thomas Muster found himself flat on his back on the tarmac. Muster, his coach Ronald Lietgeb, and two others had just stopped for sandwiches in a downtown car park. Muster was unloading something from the boot of his parked car when a drunk driver, 37-year-old Norman Sobey, rammed the rental head-on, striking Muster's left leg, knocking him back about 15 feet. Barely 2 hours earlier, Muster had defeated Yannick Noah in a 5-set thriller to reach his first final of the season at the Lipton International Players Championship in Key Biscayne. At this point, Muster's star was on the rise. In January at the Australian Open, he became the first Austrian to reach a Grand Slam semi-final, and now, having defeated Noah, he would break into the world's top 10 for the first time when the official ATP rankings were released the following week. But the impact of the crash had torn Muster's anterior cruciate ligament, the main stabilising ligament in the knee. A tennis player relies on it for the rapid movements required to set up and hit ground strokes. In the blink of an eye, the 21-year-old's career was seemingly in the balance, but at least he was alive. The next day, Muster defaulted the final of the International Players Championship to Ivan Lendl. He left Florida on crutches and returned to Vienna to have surgery on his left knee. At the time, it wasn't clear if the former junior French Open and Orange Bowl finalist would ever walk easily, but Muster would attack rehabilitation with the same ferocity that marked his tennis. With his omnipresent mentor Lietgeb pushing the buttons, Muster began to reconstruct himself, his attitude and his game, revealing a more significant weapon than his booming forehand, his determination. With his leg still in a hard cast, Lietgeb instructed a Vienna furniture company to build a unique chair to be taken onto court so Muster could hit tennis balls while sitting. "It was the most remarkable day I ever had with Thomas," said Lietgeb, recalling the first time he put Muster on court in the chair. That summer, a hobbling Muster was a spectator at the Italian Open in Rome, promising, "Next year I'm coming back to win." Nobody seemed to take him seriously. Behind the scenes, Muster put in countless hours on the practice court and trained the rest of his body while his ligaments healed, turning himself into one of the fittest athletes of his era. Defying expectation, he returned to competitive tennis just 5 months after the injury at the Barcelona Open. "I don't think anybody expected me to come back so fast," Muster would later say, "but I also think it took a long time too. We worked very, very hard." Success for Muster came quickly, winning the Australian Hardcourt Championships in Adelaide, his first on that surface, at the start of 1990. He'd win again on the clay in Casablanca in the March and reach the finals of Monte Carlo and Munich in the April and May respectively. Then came that year's Italian Open. He won his semi-final against future French Open champion Andres Gomez before beating Andrei Chesnikov in the final, fulfilling his prophecy of 12 months earlier. The King of Clay was born. At the end of the 1990 season, Muster was named the ATP Comeback Player of the Year, explaining, "It could have been much worse. It was a terrible situation, but it was also a way for me to get grounded again, to focus more on what I wanted to do." If anything, it returned him to the tour stronger and more tenacious than before. Between that victory in Rome in the May of 1990 and the July of 1995, Muster would go on to win 24 consecutive tour-level finals on clay, including his maiden Grand Slam victory at Roland Garros in 1995. He did it while making tennis look and sound like a grind, with his choppy stride and menacing baritone groans and grunts, which were the not-so-musical accompaniment to his baseline exertions. At the pinnacle of his powers, Muster would claim 65 victories from 67 clay court matches, including 40 straight wins. Only Bjorn Borg before him and Rafael Nadal since have been more dominant. He would earn himself a record 12 titles in 1995, a feat equalled only by Roger Federer in 2004. "I felt like a small mouse against a big elephant," Yevgeny Kafelnikov would exclaim after his one-sided defeat at the hands of Muster in the semi-finals of the French Open. "I felt that he is something unusual. I didn't think that I could beat Thomas." His aura of invincibility extended throughout the season as he collected his first indoor title in Essen at the Eurocard Open. By February 1996, the man whose career had been in jeopardy 7 years previously was now world number 1, ahead of Pete Sampras, ahead of Andre Agassi, despite being dismissed by some as a one-dimensional clay courter in a false ranking position. To his detractors, Muster's response was simple. My number one in 1996 was based on my 12 tournament wins in 1995. I don't know how many people can say that, measurably, they have been number one at something, the best in the world. I loved that moment. In 1997, Muster would experience his best season on hard court, reaching the semis of the Australian Open for a second time, before winning in Dubai. And then, in a poetic turn, he made his way back to the Lipton Championships in the March, slaying the demons of 1989 by winning the title, becoming the oldest champion at the time and the second player to win a Mercedes Super 9 title on all three surfaces, matching Pete Sampras. After beating Bruguera in the final, Muster would say, "I had no idea what it meant to have torn ligaments. I had no idea what it means, except maybe you can't stand up tomorrow and play again. But my coach, he studied medicine. He was like the colour of this wall here. He probably knew what it meant. We just talked to the doctor who actually did the first arthroscopy in Mercy Hospital that night. We just said it's amazing what happens in 8 years, what happened 8 years ago." What made this win all the more profound was that it would be Muster's last.